Hi all and welcome back to West Isola. In this episode what we're going to be doing is a quick update on what I've been doing so far from my layout. I suppose the biggest bit of news is that I finally laid the last piece of track and wired it up and got it all working. So what I hope to do in a future series maybe is run my very first complete operating session on my layout. Up to now I've been doing small ones here and there while I've been waiting for the track to be completed. So what I want to do is run a complete session and video it from starting off right the way through until the end of the session, ready for the next session to carry on. I think what I'll do is film it so it sort of warts and all, with any mistakes that happen, so I can see. It'll be a first for me on this layout. And to be honest, it'd be the first time I've really done any serious operating on any layout whatsoever. So it should be quite interesting. So hopefully that'll come out in the near future. It'll probably have to be in a couple of parts because I don't want to bore everybody with huge, great long videos. And I will be editing it, so at least you don't have to sit here through maybe several hours of me making mistakes, etc. But hopefully it will incorporate all the highlights and that. So without further ado, let's have a look and see what I've been doing on the layout. So as I said, the major thing, I suppose, is the fact that I've completed the track. So the latest piece of track I've laid is from that switch there, through there, this long spur that runs down there, which will be a cement and aggregate works. So what I'm hoping to do is where you can sort of see penciled in there, that will be the good old Wolfer's cement kit. And then further down is where the aggregate is going to be on there. What I'm hoping to do, and I'll try and put a picture in when I edit the video, is instead of using hoppers where they're unloaded from below, I've seen several videos online on YouTube where what they've actually been doing is they have steps or a ramp where an excavator climbs up and then actually trundles down the length of the ore cars or the gondolas and unloads them with it using its scoop. So I thought that might be quite interesting, just to see if I can build something for that there. The other last bit of track I did was that I've laid this extra extension here where which is going to be a team track. So the idea is to have an end loading dock and also a side dock there to unload and for anything. What I've made sure though is because this track that you can see in the foreground here is the lead for what's at the far end is where the propane spur is, which is right down that end there, continuing straight. So what I've done is I've made sure that the distance between the switch there and where the track starts, the team track starts, which is level with the new piece of track you can see there, that length of track there will actually take an engine and 4 propane tank cars. So the idea is it's not a switching puzzle. You won't have to drag things out of the way to be able to put the 2 cars into the propane spur, because that's all there is. There's only going to be 2 spots for propane tank cars there. So what you'll be able to do is pull the 2 cars, put them out of the way, and then shove the 2 full cars back into the spur there without actually having to shuffle anything around that's actually in the team track down here. Okay, I've also been continuing with the building of the plastics factory. So at the back there, you can see the bit that we had done last time, but a few more drain pipes and things on it. The other thing I've done is I've started, this is the Wolfer's plastic pellet tanks, that will be providing that. You can just about see behind the tanks the pipe work that's going in. At this end here, it will actually go into the wall. It will look like it's going through the wall into the main building. So that's all down there. By the way, every YouTube video I've watched about the Wolfer's plastic pellet kit says that the pipework is really fiddly, and they're absolutely right. The pipework is really fiddly. It's a nightmare. Not quite in place there. That's why the wall's leaning back there. It will be vertical when it's finished. But the rest of the plastic pellet factory is now, or the plastic factory is now coming on. You can see the brick site, the brick part that's going to go down there. Still needs quite a lot of work to it. So this is the basic part of it. Where that grey is, that will actually be covered unloading. So it will actually come out from there, cover the track that you can see where the hopper car is sat on. So it will actually cover that track there. This whole building here is made from scale scenes. It's a kit bash of their, I think it's one of their low profile kits, can't remember, plus the brick download paper that you can download and print off yourself. That's what I've used for that. So it is a mixture of sort of the kit itself and some pre-printed paper that I've done. Most of it is backed onto 5mm foam board. That's what it's actually mounted on. Obviously quite a lot of work to do to this part here. Some more work here has been done on something we haven't seen for a bit while. This is McBane Foods. This is separated from the main layout, really. But what I've been doing to this, it's been quite good because I use it to do little switching when I get bored, and I can run it on there. But the main things that have happened to this is that I've got some jersey barriers that are now there to protect the track from the lorries on there. And the other end, which came down, is I've got some, probably don't show up very well, but some wheel stops there. Now, both the jersey barriers and the wheel stops have come from a guy in the UK, which is really handy, with the fact that it's small things like that, getting them shipped from the States is a nightmare. So this is a guy who I met at the NMRA convention last year, called Barry, and he runs a thing called Baz Trains, where he does 3D printed parts. I'll put up some images of some of the other stuff that I've got off of him. I'll also put in the links in the table his Shapeways shop. Now, most of this small stuff isn't on his Shapeways shop, but if you contact him through the shop, he will then he get back in contact you with a list of the parts and the prices, etc. In fact, what I might do is I might insert the PDFs just to show you what he does. But he's a really good guy. He's really good to talk to on there. I've emailed him a few times about various jobs, various ideas. So, for example, the jersey barriers and the wheel stops were mentioned at last year's convention. I think it was last October. And then for our the NMRA British region meet, he actually the next meet that we've just had a couple of weeks ago, he'd got them out and got them produced. So he's a real good guy. The other thing that I'm doing on here is these little beauties here. These are from Home Shops, and again I'll put a link in. And what he does is these are all model railroad layouts where people have freelanced their model railroad in the States. They've come up with their own railroad, and he's produced box cars. In this instance, he also has done other hoppers and that for these particular layouts. So here we have the Benton and Southern on there. The box cars are actually Rapido ones that he's then produced. Wyoming Valley and Western, probably quite a famous one here that appears a lot is the QN&E, right? The Quebec and New England Railroad. I can't express how good these models are. They are just superb. What I'll do is I'll put a link to Home Shops in there, and I'll also put links to these actual railroads, because these model railroads themselves are really, really good railroads. Go and have a look on YouTube or Facebook or wherever for them. They are just superb. So, yeah, that's the news so far on my railroad. I'll Just finish off now with one little thing. This is Ozzy, who's our dog, and we're quite excited because this Thursday coming, 7th, we'll be at Crufts with him. He'll be showing him at Crufts, so hopefully we'll do well there. So there he is, little Oz. So thanks all for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next episode. Cheers.